Today, oh.
My kids were in here and they switched the thing to the high voice.
What is going on, Jackson?
It was bring your kids to work day, I guess, and they're in here touching buttons, and I sounded like a little robot. But today we're talking Atascocita, Texas. Everything you need to know. We're going to bring up the map. We're going to talk about all the happening spots. Both Joe and myself are very, very fluent with Atascocita, lived all over it. So we're going to really give you an inside detail of Atascocita, Texas, why a lot of people choose it, and the great location of it. So we do these every single Wednesday. It's Mapping Your Move to Houston, Texas. We talk about every single suburb, master plan community, and we break it down with the maps. And we do also the MLS with JoJo.
The maps, the MLS.
We show you all the best deals you can find. So first and foremost, JoJo, Atascocita, right out of the gate, what is the reason people would choose that area? Where's it at?
Yes, so let's get into it. And we'll just bring a little correction because it is Humble, Texas, which the H is silent. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, but when we refer to Atascocita, we know it's the suburbs running around Westlake, Houston.
Yeah, and there is some weird areas where like you'll be in a neighborhood here, and then next door is Humble, and then you're in Atascocita, and I got an Humble address.
And you got a Houston zip code. Yep. So it's not like just typing in Atascocita. You really need to work with a professional out there.
Yep, there's a lot going on, but proximity is definitely the main factor of why people choose it. So let's pull it up on the map.
And that's why we're the best professionals on the planet.
No doubt. Well, JoJo, where are we at?
We are right here in the northeast. So that's northeast Houston.
Yep.
And as you can see, Humble right here. And if I go over to the east a little bit, you see Atascocita.
Yeah, and real quick with Humble, that's like it's older town. There's not a lot going on right downtown Humble's. I mean, it's got a little strip, but there's nothing going. You're not living in like that Humble area.
No. So in Atascocita, by the way, it is pretty much built out. You do have some fairly recent home builds, you know. However, it's not the booming place for new construction that we show all over the suburbs. That's why you don't see us out there very much. We work it resale wise. However, it's just not something that we can present.
Yeah, and it's kind of shocking too. We still get so many reach outs. People want to move to Atascocita all the time. Humble ISD school districts, proximity, and really I think it's the prices. I mean, you can get really nice homes in mature neighborhoods there for great prices in that Humble ISD. So talk about kind of the roads that lead in and out. Where do they lead to? Where do people go?
Okay, so we're going to start, we'll work our way. So now, usually we're always around the Highway 99. Today, we're going to be closer to Beltway 8, the original loop.
Okay.
Not 610 loop, but the original toll.
That's a good point. Most everything we talk about is so far outside of Houston, it's by the 99. This is actually by Beltway 8, so you can tell how close you are to getting to downtown.
Correct. So so this is 59 is I-69 is typically one of the least congested freeways into downtown Houston. Just being out there, so many people work in the medical center. Not saying it's super close, but it's a good option for people. Downtown commute, a lot of people use it. And then also that people don't realize is that if you go the opposite direction, and you'll end up in Channelview and all that area where there's on 225 where all the power plants are. You know, the Lyondale, all these different Exxons, all these different power plants. And so Baytown, all those areas. So it makes it an easy commute, especially if you're going to be in Summerwood, which we're going to dive into.
Yeah, so if you wanted like more of the, how do you say it, but like nicer suburbs, newer up to that northeast section, but you're still working down the Channelviews, Baytown, that's where people are going. I know dozens and dozens of people too who work oil and gas, and they're working Chevrons and they're working, Exxons and stuff, and they choose that Atascocita area as well. Or a lot of them are in Kingwood. Kingwood is filled with
because in the oil and gas. I mean, you can go down south. But you have Channelview, you have Pasadena, Baytown, Highlands, a lot of those things. But people want a big suburb, you know, and so that's why they choose that.
A lot of that work is up, like Exxon's up in the Woodlands. Chevron's got some stuff downtown, but this the proximity of Atascocita, Humble, right next to 59, right next to the Beltway. You can live in some of these neighborhoods we'll talk about that are minutes from it, so you can just kind of quickly get there.
We didn't get to the last part before we dive into the homes. Is you have IAH, Bush Intercontinental Airport. that is a
Yep.
city in itself for employees.
Yep. So if you need to be close to the airport again too, you're right next to it. Actually, where is that? You can show them on the map.
So if we go to Beltway, we're going to head over west, and as you can see it right over here on the map.
Yep. So very quick, especially in the early mornings, you can get there in like 15, 18 minutes. It's very quick and easy to get into there. And there's actually direct roads. That 1960 is an artery
right
road.
Yep. Artery road right here, 1960.
You're going to be taking that. They've actually put new big old bypasses in it over to the east, right into Atascocita.
Will Clayton goes right into the airport.
Yep. So 2 major roads that lead right into there. But Atascocita, a lot of it's going more to the east of where you're at, right? Tucked in close to the lake.
Yeah.
Again, that is Lake Houston, guys. So that is fully boatable. A lot of fishing, recreation. There's parks around it.
There's a big old park right here called Deucin Park.
Deucin, yep.
That's where you can rent out different places to host parties. That's where people have a boat launch.
Yep.
There's
That's
big
one of the
access to
main boat launches right there, yes, because there's a big dam right there. So you'll see a lot of people, and it's pretty nice. It's not packed. Every time we've been down there, it's never been too busy. So right there is that's another main road that people need to get used to.
Westlake.
Yep.
Westlake Houston is the back artery of Atascocita because that's what goes all the way. If I zoom out, that's what goes all the way in and crosses over into Kingwood.
Yep.
Okay.
So Westlake Parkway is probably one of the main roads, and then you have in Atascocita, it's 1960 is going to be probably your other one.
So Summerwood is one of the first master plan communities out there, Jackson. There is an HEB, as you can see right here, and there's some shopping. And so Summerwood got its name out there back in the days because it was one of the first ones that were people really got to see out in the area.
Yep.
So you had Walden, which is old school master plan community with the golf course, but Summerwood was the first one with that vision that we're actually doing videos on today.
Yep.
It had the lake, it had the parks, the pools, the ducks out there around the lakes, and everybody was so amazed by it.
Yeah, so Summerwood, you still drive by it today. You get off Beltway and you head on Westlake Houston, and it is gorgeous. And you're always going to see people out walking. You're going to see, kids everywhere.
Yeah.
There's ponds everywhere. There are kids fishing, tennis courts, big old water parks with slides, splash pads. And it's just going to be your mature, really nice neighborhood. And then it is minutes right next door to Beltway 8. But you're not going to get the you don't hear it. It's not like the freeways running through your backyard.
No, and we're still in the Northeast, so you're still going to get tall pines.
Yep.
You're not in the forest, but you have a lot of tall pines throughout the community. So
very tree,
very green still out in the area.
Yeah, and actually, if you cross over Beltway 8 to the left there, you'll notice there's a new high school there. There's Dick's Sporting Goods. There's a bunch of restaurants right there as well. So that's me and my wife actually frequent there. In fact, we were right there at the sushi restaurant, JoJo, one day.
Right over here.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah.
Well, right over here by this Las Palomas.
Yep. So we was right there, and we saw someone from the channel. They moved here, and they bought me and my shoddy a drink. I thought that was pretty cool.
Sweet.
So they saw us right in that area, and it was that exact situation. Had to be close to the 59 and Beltway for.
Yeah, they have this whole new area out here that they're developing. There's a lot going on. They have
Generation Park too.
Generation Park.
Yep.
I mean, that's headquarters, I believe, to FMC.
Yep.
But they're going to have trade school colleges there as well for like welding and different trades for like the chemical plants and so forth. So it's pretty neat.
We were in one of the restaurants right there, and they said they had a 10-year development plan. They're going to have like a surf park. Those big old ones where they make waves. And so I think that area too is going to be explosive in that sense to where you're going to have a lot.
I think it's going to progress
a
lot sooner than later because this actually was well over 10 years ago when we had the city come in and talk to us about it when we were real estate. They like to update us on areas.
Yep. So Summerwood is going to be the closest one that you can get. Very nice, just gorgeous. Those 2 lakes right there. I mean, all of it. And as you can see, Lake Houston's right in the backdrop there. So from there you head north, and there's a couple more options for homes. You actually used to live in one of the areas there, JoJo.
Yeah, and we can pop in any of these homes if you want to just see what a typical home looks like in these neighborhoods.
Well, let's do it. Let's do Summerwood.
All right.
Because this is, I think, something where people can, it's always new construction focused, but you can get these big Texas homes with pools already in there.
So Summerwood, I mean, last week we were going around some homes and
Yeah.
some of the new construction homes. There was, 50, 60 homes available,
Yeah.
even more. This one right now on resale, there's only 46 homes available on the market.
What does that tell you?
It's not a lot to pick from,
Yep.
but we do have an increased amount of inventory, so it tells you people are really staying in here.
Yeah. So I
at
think
the
these
end
are
of the day.
some of these mature neighborhoods that we talk about, and the Kingwoods and the Woodland, they just low days on market, on average, and stuff's still moving. People really want in these areas.
And so let's go into, let's do a right here. This one for 3,000 square feet at 443. Okay, so this is a resale home. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. I mean, great home out there, brick. You can see a nice, big driveway. And this is typically what you would see out there. I would say this is 1999.
Yep.
That's at the cusp of them starting these homes out.
That's how a lot of them are over there. Can you filter it to pools? See one with a
Yeah,
pool?
that would be good because, that's popular.
Because a lot of people want to just have the pool in it.
Okay, so now it brings us down to 8.
So, does that tell you too? I mean, in these areas, if it's got a pool, it's still, those things can go pretty quick.
They'll go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because actually, as a matter of fact, what we could do is go into criteria and then do pendings. We got 11, so that means we have 3.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me hope my math is right.
I know, right?
Simple math too. Okay, so here's a pool, $399, 20, right under 2,400 square feet. It is a 4-bedroom, 3 full baths.
Yeah.
Right there. A lot of times these homes, the age they were built, they've taken great care of them, but they may need updating. These colors are out. So when they started, that you had more of the beiges.
Yep.
A lot of these homes were built in the early 2000s. So this is 2010. So
Yep.
say from 2003 to 2010, we had that beige look with the cherry cabinets.
Boy, did you. We moved here and
Yeah.
everything was beige and brown, man.
Yeah,
It was,
cherry cabinets. The white wasn't in yet.
It does give you great opportunity, though, to not have to spend that money putting a pool in the backyard, which you typically lose. But now investing, redoing the kitchens and the bathrooms and stuff, and that is where you build your equity. So there's a lot of opportunity in the resale in that Summerwood area.
And then so we have one that's 4,000 square feet on a 13,000 square foot lot with the pool.
Oof. Let's see.
And so this one right here, it's going to be 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths.
Mm-hmm.
And see, you still get a lot of trees. They're not just pines out there. I mean, they're just mature trees that have grown throughout the years when they started the subdivision.
Yep.
And see, you see some of those colors, that people just want to go in and paint
Yep.
now. But that was the style then.
Well, and that's actually looks a lot like the house my wife and I bought when we first got here, and it was just. I think it might even be the same builder, guys. Those are 20-foot ceilings, big old kitchens. So what we did is before we moved in, we just paid the. That thing is really nice.
Yeah, look at the
Yep.
primary bedroom. It's
Yeah.
got the fireplace in there, the little extra room in there.
And-
Right. So, hey, is that one of you guys reaching out to us right now?
Probably. Earl, let us know down below.
You got answered.
Yeah, ooh, there you go.
There you go. That's Papa locking right there with that lime green.
Deeply focused meditation, baby.
That lime green makes me want to go have a Mountain Dew.
There we go. So we actually bought a house just like that, big, beautiful. It's still my wife's favorite house. And we had painters go in. We closed on it, and then we just let them go in for, I think, 2 or 3 days.
I remember that. Yeah, they just kind of just
painted the whole entire, because the painters love that when they don't have to worry about furniture, and we went all white on white.
Great, didn't it?
It
transformed
completely transformed it. We walked into what was almost a new home, and yeah, it had a turf, putting green in the back, pool on the golf course, and you're in that mid $300,000 range, and it was 3 times the size of the house that we had when we moved here. So it was just like, it was really, really cool. But let's
Here's the backyard real quick, Jackson, because it did have a pool.
dude, and that's a new pool.
It's backed up to the green space. I mean, it's got the covered entertainment area,
Guys,
and the outdoor.
you are going to
Look at
live outside with that. I am
Still plenty
so-
of yard out there.
So shocked that thing hasn't sold. And so that's a new pool. That means they just put that in recently. I can tell just by the shape of it, because the original ones are more like they're more rounded.
Yeah.
That's a great home. What was the price on that?
Price on that $635. Been on market 4 days.
Brand new. That thing's gonna go quick. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And those are things that JoJo can set notification stuff for if that comes on the market, you know immediately, right?
Yeah, we both get notified. We set it up, keep our eye on stuff like that
Yeah.
comes up. Because as you saw, for example, there was only 8 homes out of 56
Right.
that had pools.
Yep.
So it's important to really get that notification immediately.
Yeah, we do a lot of new construction. We've talked about this in the past. It's just kind of what you guys have been looking at lately. But there's so much resale opportunity. And
We're
we
a
want
full
you guys,
service.
Yeah,
We're
we want
full
you to know
service.
that.
We do resale.
Yep.
We list homes. I mean, we do it all the way around.
Yeah. So if resale, some of these areas are something you're looking for, I think it's even more advantageous for you guys too to reach out, because JoJo can set you up that custom search. So when those homes come available immediately, you're notified, he's notified. We know, Zillow's actually gone through and started polling some listings. So there might be stuff you're not even seeing out there. You want to make sure you get that. Now, Joe, let's go past Summerwood. Let's start moving into a couple of the other areas that
All
people...
right. So let's go ahead and we'll take a drive down, Westlake, Houston.
Yep. Now we're headed north.
We're headed north. And if we look over here, we'll just hook it down this road right over here, Lakewood Pines. Mm-hmm. Lakewood Pines, that's a fairly recent community. It is built out. It was a KB home community, but on the other side of it is Balmoral.
Yep.
And that's famous because years ago we did video out there, and that's the lagoon.
Yep.
So that's the first lagoon that hit our Houston area. So when you look at Centera and down south and all the other lagoons, this was the first one that was built out here in the Houston area, which is right here, this crystal clear lagoon.
Yep. So you got the big lagoon. It's got a restaurant.
It's this little loop right here.
It's got extra wide paths for golf carts.
Yeah, they call it I believe the green bolt or something like that.
Yeah.
They're just a little extra wide.
Yeah, so Balmoral, is there any new construction going on, or is it completely done?
You have a few in the grows, and we did the last video on the grows with the Perry Homes, I believe, and Weston.
And that kind of wraps it up for...
That pretty much wraps it up.
Wow, that's crazy.
We've had our sales out there for new construction, and
Yep.
but there's still plenty of resale.
Yeah. So Balmoral's going to have the...
Balmoral. I was talking about the grows, Jackson.
Yeah.
Balmoral, there's some new construction. There's not a ton anymore, but there's still some new construction opportunities.
So that would... Balmoral and Groves would be basically your 2 spots if you wanted that.
And so I can even check that for you.
Yep.
You hear that dial right there?
I do.
That's what getting down to it right there. And so let's see, new construction.
You got pool on still, I think.
You're not going to find a pull on new construction.
No.
Okay, so we have 23 on the books.
Oh, there you go.
And I still have the pendings on there, but let's go over here. Half of them are pending, so we have 10
Wow.
out of 23.
Wow, okay.
Well, that's good to see, too. So it just shows you that there is demand and people are buying them out there. Your lowest price one in Balmoral with the lagoon is $291. And then right now the highest one is $374. So it's just a very small section that they're selling these homes at now.
Gotcha.
However, there is still a lot of opportunity for resale. So if I just click on no for new construction, you're going to see that number jump up, 53 homes
53.
between pending and active.
Gotcha. So Balmoral, I personally, I mean, the lagoon's amazing, but it's crazy when you're in Balmoral, they cleared all the trees and stuff. You go just north, like on the other side of the trees, and you have the groves. Yeah. It is gorgeous in there. You have all your schools, which are brand new. They're massive. I know a ton of kids who go to those schools. I coach a lot of them. The Groves is a sneaky, amazing master plan community.
They have, because it's zoned to, one of them zoned to, Atascocita High School and Summer Creek. They both have some top-notch sports out there. Athletic programs. So they pretty much, they take the spot for football between Katy and one other school.
Yep. And the Groves is going to have
Shore.
the middle school and elementary school right in it. And they're brand new and they look like universities. It's massive. So
that's right over here.
Yep.
Down Madera Run. They actually built some new schools on Woodland Hills as well. So let's get into there. So we have Balmoral, the lagoon, Jackson. Mm-hmm. What is the draw and the appeal of the area? Well, years ago, all you had were exit points to go down Westlake, Houston.
Right.
Or you would have to go around to Will Clayton and get onto 59 I-69.
Yep.
So you were pretty much a 15 to a 20-minute commute before you got to a major freeway.
Right.
And that kind of clogged up. Imagine that clog.
Yep.
Well, now what they did is they opened up Woodland Hills right here. So now that one goes directly to the Beltway. So now people have different ways out. They've connected Balmoral to go into Westlake Houston Parkway, or you can go this way. And they built this new HEB, and they're doing a lot out there.
Which is nice.
And this HEB, this is the Papa Lockin HEB.
Yep. And because you used to have to go to 1960, the good part about Atascocita, is they have 1960 with HEBs, Walmarts, and Targets, and everything you could imagine. But that can get a little busy. So having this in your backyard, the HEB is so nice.
Yeah, this is a really nice HEB. And then just having access to get out of there, they built a new middle school.
Yep.
They have, the original one out in the Groves is Westlake Middle School, which is pretty new in their modern style. And, Humble ISD all the way, which goes to Kingwood, they revamped all the elementary school playgrounds.
Yep. Oh, I know. We go live at those things, man. Free playgrounds. So with the Grove, does the Grove still have, what was it, Perry homes left, I think, wasn't it?
That was right over here on this side, right here, the Perry 45s and the Western 45. That was the last of what we've seen. They have a few little other homes over here on the other side. They did have a small section where Shea was building as well. But the original section of the Grove started out right over here by the park and Westlake Houston Parkway, and it kind of just swept all the way over to this new, where HEB is.
Yeah, and the resale opportunity in the Groves would be really nice too. There's some gorgeous Toll Brothers homes. There was a lot of builders in there. In fact, I remember we vlogged in there.
They have Chesmar, Toll Brothers, Perry Homes, Weston Homes.
That was one of the neighborhoods we went in, the Groves, and they were like, "Sorry guys,
it's done.
We have a 9-month waiting list for any new construction." And we were just like,
and that was years ago when we went out there. That was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Times change, hey, this is the market down. There's all this sitting inventory. It's going to change, right? And then it pivots and it reverses, and then the new construction is just completely gone. So right now it's kind of a
so what I would say what's a little different about Atascocita is you have so many master plan communities within a cluster of each other. So they're surrounded. You're not driving from one to the other. So you have the Groves, you have Balmoral, you have Summerwood, you have Eagle Springs. You have Water's Edge. You have all these different neighborhoods just all right there.
Yep. You got Walden. You got Bridges. There's actually a sneaky neighborhood. I think it's across Will Clayton that goes, and the lake is, there's actually a couple lake houses there. I know somebody with one there. Walden neighborhood has lake houses as well, where you can live on the lake with a dock, go wake surfing, all of that. So there are opportunities to actually live on the lake. And it's just going to be in that pocket. Right where he's looking right now is going to be.
Right here.
Yep. That's going to be where some of the lake homes are.
Yep, there's your docks right there in the back. That's what all that is.
Got a few friends. We still go there, go wake surfing, hang out. It's really cool. Got the pool in the backyard. Really nice homes too.
And then you have a lot of shopping. So as you notice, there's 3 HEBs out here in the area, guys. You had one over there by the Beltway. You have one by 1960 in Westlake, and then the brand new one on Woodland Hills.
Yep.
So that kind of helped that congestion of those grocery stores.
Well, and the worst congestion was that cross right there, Westlake Houston in 1960, but they just solved that.
And it took years. So what they had here was it always got congested.
Can you go to the satellite? I wonder if it's updated.
Let's see.
Click it. Yeah. Because that's where all the major shopping is, so it was just a mess. But
so they put a bridge right here.
Yep.
And the reason why it got super congested is because everybody crossed the bridge here to get to Huffman.
See that, what you're hovered over right there? Guys, if you come here, go to that brewery, Westlake Houston Brewery. You're on the lake. There's always live music. They got the best burgers ever. They grind that meat right there. Look at that.
Oh, really?
We were there just the other day. It was just like this. It's like that all the time. And they grind their own meat right there.
I love me a good burger. So
they got an arcade. Yeah, we hang out here all the time. They got live music outside all the time. Super cool owners. You can boat right up. It's got a dock. You can see all the, like that stage is always going. Little playground for the kids. Put Westlake Houston. You won't even believe you're in Texas. You'd be like, dang, I didn't even know Texas looked like that.
It's always nice to get a little different atmosphere, huh?
Yep. We definitely spend a lot of time there.
And so let's go over to Eagle Springs.
Tell them a little bit about Eagle Springs. Joe, this is one they probably haven't heard of, but you know a little bit about.
I know a little bit about Eagle Springs. And the reason why, guys, is we bought, me and my wife first got married. We're going on 20 years now.
200.
So we bought a house in 2007 out there, brand new one, built from ground up.
Yep.
And so at the time, reason why I lived out there is not because it's the greatest place in the world. That's why they have to reach out to us, Jackson, because really areas is about what people need, and that's what we listen to most.
Yep.
Reason why we were out there, our need is my wife graduated from there, and I had other family members on my wife's side of the family that made our ecosystem a little bit better. So that's where we ended up buying new. I was in Cypress at the time.
Gotcha.
So I thought I was going to buy in Cypress, but you know which side usually wins.
Not your side. And Cypress has changed since you were living out that way too.
For sure.
Eagle Springs is another sneaky nice one. Just mature old growth trees everywhere. Community pools. Oh, the other thing about this, guys, and it's like this everywhere, but just since we are so localized to Eagle Springs and Atascocita and Kingwood, they all have these community pools, and Eagle Springs has a few of them, and those are going to host like kind of your neighborhood swim teams as well. And so those go around and they compete. You know, the Kingwoods, the Atascocitas, the Eagle Springs, the Groves.
Yeah, they kind of go around to different ones.
It's a very, very popular thing here. Even if it's not like your kid's going to be a professional swimmer, it's a great activity for the kids to be in.
Oh, they set up their tents. It's an all-day thing, huh?
Yep, for sure. Oh, it's all day.
And all these communities, it's not just here, but like Eagle Springs, they have these food truck Fridays, and so the community comes together. The Groves next door to Eagle Springs
on Thursdays has their farmers market.
They have farmers market, and they all rotate around. And I mean, I'm talking about if you live in Sugar Land or anywhere, they have these things all over.
Kingwood's got their Thursday night market. Yeah. Yep. So let's talk about Eagle Springs, because Eagle Springs is going to be newer than Summerwood. Like you can get some.
It's a little bit newer. So Summerwood was first, and then Eagle Springs came on the scene. I want to say somewhere around 2001.
Yeah, so that means you're going to have like 2010.
And
they
finished off, I believe, in like 2013. You might have seen a few 2014 stragglers.
So you'll get a little bit of a newer, nicer home, but still some of those resale values.
And so out there, they don't have a lot of inventory. 25. It's not that it's super hot. I mean, if you put pendings out there. Guys, really right now in the market too, overall as a whole, it is localized. And we keep our thumb on that because right now, as an overall whole in Houston, we have the most amount of inventory since the year 2007.
Jeez.
However, there's some areas where it still just pops quick on resale, and then there's some that are just sitting.
Yep. I mean, we see that in our neck of the woods in Kingwood. If it's a nice home, got a pool, it does not last. What do we get out there?
All right, so we've got 25 homes.
Any of them got pools?
Your lowest one is 225. We'll get to the pools. Okay, so 225, built in 2002, like I was mentioning. It got its start in 01, so it's more at the top piece. And, I mean, this is it's a general resale. I mean, the property taxes went lower. This is a typical where you'd go in and just paint the entire house.
Yep.
You know, for me, I like doing flooring. I want to put my own spin on anything if I buy it resale, you know?
For sure.
And their middle tier home is probably going to be somewhere in that 500 range or 600. So, I mean, right over here, let's just put 650. This is what you typically would get. This is a Highland home. One of the recognizable one is they always did that stone facade up front.
Yep.
And it has, I would call that that's a spool kind of type style.
It's probably a little bigger than you think.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's it's got the pool.
Inside of the house is great. You can tell they painted it. It's not the original browns.
Big old garage, three-car garage.
Three-car garage.
Yeah, that's a big old home right there.
You know, I mean, that house right there, I mean, you get this size house in the back of Kingwood, which Kingwood builds a few of these 4,000, 4,500 square foot Highland homes. You're probably going to pay about $850, somewhere in the 8 for that same home.
Yeah, and how many square feet was that house?
4,272.
Jeez, that's a lot of house.
It is.
With a pool.
So let's go with pool. Right here, yes, with the pool from 25 to 5 homes.
Okay.
And that's the picture it's always painted. Imagine during the days when it was super hot. I mean, it was just competitive. Right now is the opportune time to get a house with a pool.
Yeah, and again, Joe, if you're going resale, you help your clients and you have the ability to negotiate closing costs, possibly help to bring interest rates down as well, too. It's not just new construction.
It's not just new construction. I mean, resale, we get to paint a picture and look at comps and see what does that look like. We've done it before on here, Jackson. And so what we'll do is for example, we'll take Eagle Springs and I'll go in there and pull the comps in there. And you're like, where do we put the offer in at? So we'll do, an approach where we'll look at and see what everybody negotiated within the past 6 months, 12 months. I'm not looking at value. I'm looking where people negotiated within this time period that we're in.
Yeah. Gives you a really strong offer.
And if it says 3%, 5%, 10%. We kind of know where that gauge is.
That's amazing. All right, well, let's see what some of those look like. 5 homes.
This one's, look, $495 for 4,192 square feet. It's a 4.5,
Sheesh.
4 full baths, and a 3-car garage.
4,200 square foot in the
4,200
400s.
square feet.
Dang,
3-car wide garage.
look at that
This has
thing.
pool. Look at this. Great space in the house. Not like the Browns. It's, they spent a few days painting it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a killer home right there in the 400s. Wow.
So out in Eagle Springs, that would be, go in here because all these homes right here. Timberwood, where are we at? Madeira
Yeah, it's going to be to the north because you're just south of.
Right here.
Yep.
So this is Eagle Springs right here, guys. This right here. Here's where the sports complex is. That's where the pool is.
Soccer fields.
Yep. Baseball, tennis courts, volleyball. So they have it all. And this is like little events that they do throughout the year.
Yeah, you can see the trees. That's what the neighborhoods look like too.
That was the appeal of Eagle Springs. It was one of the first ones. Like we do the Highlands.
Yeah.
All the ones up in Conroe. This was one of the first master plan communities that kept the trees, and that's what made it really unique in the appeal to it.
Yep, for sure. So with that, we've done Balmoral, the Groves, Eagle Springs, and Summerwood. And that really
Summerwood
kind of narrows it down. Other than,
you have some entry homes
Yep.
out here, like Atascocita South. So if you're saying, oh man, as a matter of fact, I listed a house out there for like $225, Jackson. Beautiful house. But it was about 1,500 square feet. So there are entry-level homes. A lot of times, even Atascocita South, people have rented those houses out because they make sense to be able to rent them and cash flow.
Yeah. So investor friendly.
So what does that mean? We also do investor type style homes.
Investors, just about everything. But the one thing that we love doing is breaking down these neighborhoods. We do it every Wednesday, mapping your move to Houston. So make sure you guys are subscribing. And then every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Central is when we launch our big video. Over 70% of you guys are watching us on the TV, and we love that. So with that being said, we want you guys to subscribe and check out this video playlist. This is all our mapping your moves. You got to figure out where to live, guys. If you want to start going through the suburbs and seeing if they're actually a fit for you, watch those videos and figure out where to live. Then JoJo finds you the greatest deals, and you contact us. So we'll see you next week on Mapping Your Move to Houston.